Let's talk about the gap. It's that massive, frustrating space between the person you want to be and the person you actually are on a random Tuesday night. In your head, you are incredibly ambitious. You have a vision of starting a business, getting into the best shape of your life, or finally learning that new language. But in reality, you're staring at the ceiling, scrolling through your phone, feeling completely paralyzed by the sheer amount of effort it takes just to get off the couch. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow is just a lie we tell ourselves to feel better today. When tomorrow becomes today, the cycle repeats. So why does this happen? If you want these things so badly, why does your body refuse to cooperate? The first thing you need to know is that this is not a moral failing. You are not inherently lazy. What you are experiencing is a biological mechanism working exactly as intended. Your brain is a survival engine, and its primary job is to conserve energy. When you think about a massive goal, your brain perceives that massive effort as pain. And what does a survival engine do when it anticipates pain? It hits the brakes. It distracts you with something safe, easy, and comfortable. But you are not a victim of your biology. You can hack this system. Here are 3 completely proven ways to bypass your brain's emergency brakes and finally bridge the gap between ambition and action. Step number 1. The 120-second launch pad. The absolute hardest part of any journey is the first millimeter. Physics tells us that an object at rest wants to stay at rest. When you think about cleaning your entire house or writing a 50-page business plan, the friction is so high that you freeze. So, cheat the system. Take your massive goal and shrink the requirement down to just 2 minutes. That is your only commitment. If your goal is to read a book a week, your only job today is to open the book and read for 120 seconds. If you want to start a daily running habit, your only job is to put on your running shoes and step outside your front door. That's it. You have permission to quit after 2 minutes. Why does this work? Because it completely removes the fear of effort. Your brain says, 2 minutes? Fine, that's not a threat. But here is the magic. Once you start, you rarely stop at 2 minutes. You've broken the friction. You've created momentum. Starting is a trap door to continuing. Step number 2. Shrink the target. We live in a culture obsessed with giant leaps and overnight success. We want the finished product right now. But focusing on the finish line while you are still at the starting line is entirely overwhelming. Instead of looking at the whole staircase, just look at the next step. If you want to learn to code, don't set a goal to build an entire app by next month. Set a goal to write 1 line of clean code today. Think about building a brick wall. You don't build a wall by saying, I'm going to build the biggest, most incredible wall ever. You say, I'm going to lay this 1 brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. You do that every single day, and soon you have a wall. Small, consistent actions release dopamine in your brain. Every time you achieve a tiny micro goal, your brain rewards you with a chemical hit of satisfaction. That chemical is the fuel you need to wake up and do it again tomorrow. Step number 3. Design your environment. Most people think the cure for laziness is willpower. They think they just need to try harder. But willpower is a terrible long-term strategy. It runs out. If you had a stressful day at work, your willpower is completely depleted by the time you get home. The secret of highly productive people isn't that they have superhuman willpower. It's that they design their environment so they don't need willpower. Make the right choice the easiest choice. If you want to stop watching so much TV, take the batteries out of the remote and put them in another room. If you want to study in the morning, Clear your desk and leave your textbook open to the right page before you go to sleep. Put your success on autopilot. Build systems that push you towards your goals so that even on your worst, most exhausted days, doing the right thing is actually easier than doing the wrong thing. The path to your dreams is not paved with massive, exhausting leaps. It is paved with tiny, unglamorous steps taken every single day. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is an illusion. Forgive yourself for the days you fell short. Take a deep breath and set your timer for 2 minutes. Your future is waiting. Go lay the first brick.